growing up, I was into gymnastics and cheerleading, and my knees have gone every which way. So I've had bad knees for a long time. My knees are perfect now. I mean, I don't have any aches or pains. I can run. I can do all kinds of stuff. I can twist them into a pretzel, and I'm good.
Now you attribute that to diet. So prior to going raw, you would have pain in the knees.
Yes.
And since going raw, that's gone.
Yes.
Wow, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and tell us a little bit about your athletic routine. Do you work out a couple times a week? What do you do?
I walk, and I do a walk-run. For about an hour. Usually 5 to 6 days a week.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and since we're in this area, let me throw a couple things at you. There's a supplementation. What's your take on supplementation? Do you think there are any vitamins or minerals where that's necessary?
Well, I mean, some people might have to, if you live in colder climates, you might have to take a vitamin D, I guess. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm taking a vitamin D pill, so I don't know. I mean, I live in Arizona. I live in Florida.
Right. Not an issue. Yeah.
But you know what? When you go, because in Florida it can rain, days in a row,
Yeah.
And when you go a few days without sun, it is challenging. You just don't feel very good. So
That's
I don't
interesting.
know. I don't know. I know people live in different climates in different parts of the world, but I could never live where there isn't sun most of the time. Yeah.
I think that's a great point. There's a huge psychological benefit to having plenty of sun.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yes.
How about B12? What's your take on B12?
Well, B12, I do get B12. I have this right next to me just because this has B12 in it.
Okay, yes.
This is raw meal.
Okay.
It's my Garden of Life.
Uh-huh.
Oh, gosh, this is it's delightful. One scoop of this has 100% of your daily B12.
Okay, and do you mix that into like a glass of juice or water?
I make a shake with it. I put frozen bananas, just a smoothie, and, you just put a scoop in there.
Beautiful. Okay.
And it's nice for people that are, that just want to get started with raw, and they don't really, and they want to have something delicious and fun to do, and, and things, for people who think, well, I can't just, have a meal just of oranges. That's too far out there.
Right.
This is a good way to get your raw in.
I think that's great. And, that might be something good for me because forever I'm struggling with getting enough greens. I always feel like I'm not getting enough greens. And something like that probably gives you a lot of what you need. And I would imagine that's like a very organic sourced, no animal harm, vegan kind of thing, yeah?
It's 100% organic. It's the Garden of Life. They're a very, very good company.
Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
What about, how about water? What's your take on water? Do you try to drink extra water, or being mostly raw, do you find you don't need that much?
Try is the key word. I try to drink a gallon.
A gallon a day?
It is challenging. Really, I don't drink a gallon a day. I'm trying to.
That's a lot of water.
It is a lot of water, but I do eat a lot of water-rich foods. Like a lot of papaya and orange juice are in season right now. So it would be nice to drink a gallon of water, but I don't know. It's hard.
Well, do you find now? I drink maybe 1 or 2 glasses a day, so I'm probably not doing too good on this front. But I've always wondered a little bit at making yourself drink a lot of water, and I've always felt like I don't know. Do you find that it makes you feel better the more water you drink, and do you find that you're spending a lot of time in the bathroom?
Yes, you do spend a lot of time in the bathroom. Not as much as you would think, but yes.
Okay.
And I can see where if you have a job where you can't get away, bathroom breaks,
Yeah.
that would be hard. I mean,
Okay.
So I don't know. I guess you just have to pace yourself. Maybe, I mean, I think it's important to have, gosh, probably at least 5 glasses of water a day.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, at least 4, I think. I think everybody can do 2 in the morning before they head off to whatever they're doing for the day.
That's true.
And then have to be mindful of just having one more at some point, a few hours later, and then have another one later on. You have to be mindful. Otherwise, I don't know. I think it's challenging for people to drink water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. And how about sleep? What's your take on sleep? Do you try to go to bed early? Do you try to get a certain number of hours? Do you wake up naturally?
I really try to get to bed by 10. I just feel that's optimal to be in bed by 10.
Yeah.
It gives time to kind of unwind, relax, and hopefully fall asleep a half hour, sometimes an hour later. And I pretty much naturally get up around 7.
Okay.
Every morning. I don't use an alarm. I don't need an alarm.
Okay.
And sleep is important. Some people get by with less than that. Some people can do very well on 6 hours. Or I know Dr. Morse. He says he gets like 4 hours sleep. And he's just sharp and with it, and he never looks like he's tired or exhausted.
Yeah.
So
I
guess you just have to listen to your own body.
Okay. Now, you touched on this a little bit earlier, but I wonder if you could expand on it some, and that is, how have you managed to live this way and talk about these things with other people who are not living this way in a way that is productive? And do you find there are just sometimes where you can't say anything and it's just not appropriate?
All of the above. Yes. It's an art form to talk with people, and you just keep perfecting your art form, because you want, of course we as vegans we don't want to see another animal get killed, tortured, and live a life of horror, but we can't just walk up to our friends and neighbors and say, hey, you could save a cow's life if you don't eat that hamburger. They're not going to take it well. They're just not going to take it well. And people get really funny about their food. They just get, you can talk about so many other things. I mean, you can talk politics and people not get as upset as if you're trying to tell them that something's wrong with their food.
Yeah, that's so true. So true.
So you just have to develop your own technique and and just keep trying, and see what works best. And I think if you just keep it sweet and simple, and you just come from the heart and not try to scare people into doing or making better choices, that's always best. And just being a shining example, because people, they'll see that you're healthy, that you're, thriving, that, there's something special going on in your life. Vegans tend to have, well, I should say healthy vegans. There are vegans that, they do eat a lot of junk food and a lot of, processed foods and.
Right.
But healthy vegans, you can always tell. There's a gleam in their eye. There's an aura about them. Their skin is nice and clean.
Yeah.
And people gravitate towards that. The people that want to start making healthier choices, they'll come to you and ask you what you're doing. You don't have to really, I don't know, force it upon anybody. And I'm listening to myself as I'm talking, because I have to remind myself of that.
Well, yeah, I totally get you there. Yeah, it's like I gotta practice all the things that I know are the best things. Yeah. Now, maybe this might be a good point for you to tell the viewers the names of your channels or your websites. And I know you've got like a Meetup Group, and so tell us about those things, the names of them, and where they take place, and how they're going.
Okay. Well, I started a Meetup Group last year, April of last year, and I called it Raw for Beginners, and that's with the number 4, Raw for Beginners.
Okay.
Because I really want to be able to share what I know, recipes and tips and ideas and these things I've learned with people who are just starting out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people that show up, to my potlucks, a lot of them are not even vegetarian. A lot of them are just, they've heard about eating raw and they're curious and they just don't know where to start, So for every potluck I do, every time we get together, I do a demo, a food demo.
Okay.
For March, for this month, we're doing, in honor of St. Patrick's Day, we're doing a green vanilla smoothie.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, and basically it's just so simple. It's this raw meal, but it's in vanilla. This one's the chocolate. This one's the flavor. Actually, this is raw chocolate in here.
Ah, okay.
That's Cacao.
Okay.
But we're going to do the vanilla flavored, and we're going to put spinach and frozen bananas in there.
Nice,
and dates to sweeten. So, yeah, just really, I just try to keep the recipes really simple so people can go home and actually have something that they know how they can do on their own.
That's great. Now, in doing this, does this cost you a lot of money? Do you have this at your house, or do you have it at a local, library, or how do you do it?
I have it right here in my home.
Okay.
It's for 6 months. Meetup is $90. So what I do is I charge a $3 fee if you bring a dish to the potluck.
Okay.
And that's just to help cover costs.
Yeah.
Plates and things, and then if you want to show up, just to have the food and enjoy the experience, then it's $10. Because I take 2 days prior to the meetup to prepare foods. So.
That's really awesome. Now, do you get a good response? You get fairly good turnout?
We have, on average, we have about 12 to 15 people. We meet once a month.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, it is great. It's fun. Believe it or not, part of the reason why I started the Meetup Group was to come out of my shell, even though people do not think I have a shyness issue, but I really do.
Well, yeah, it's funny, Kandi, because I know you said you were nervous about doing the interview, but you're great. I mean, you're wonderful. So. Thank you. Thank you. I hope for our sake you do come out more, because we will benefit thereby. So thank you.
I am in the process of getting a website put up, and it will be Raw for Beginners, the number 4.
Okay.
RawForBeginners.com.
Gotcha.
I have somebody preparing something, for me to look at, and hopefully, this is going to be the time that I do this.
That's great.
It's time to move forward.
That's wonderful. Do you have a YouTube channel?
I don't yet.
Okay.
Yes, I just got a friend of a friend to help me learn how to videotape myself.
Great.
That's another big step for me.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm just going to be practicing with that a little bit, and then eventually, getting a YouTube channel out there.
Now, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just really like to do some different easy recipes for people to be able to, just have some, I like education. I like educating people so that, I mean, like doing the raw food potlucks. On my meetup, I say, go, search the internet for some easy recipes. I'd rather have people learn how to do things for themselves rather than me, just prepare foods for them.
I think it's great service you're doing and much needed because even like with me, considering the idea of doing mostly raw, it's a bit daunting, just the logistics of having all that produce. It's easy to buy a couple of boxes of spaghetti or a bag of potatoes. There's a simplicity to that. But to have a case of bananas and cases of mangoes and, melons and things ripening at different times and having enough space in the house to have to do all that, it can seem a little daunting,
Well, that's true. I guess it depends on if you have a refrigerator all to yourself or if you have a lot of family members or, I just think if there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
If you really want to do it, there's going to be a way that happens. You're going to get bookshelves and have all your produce on the bookshelves. You're going to clear out a huge space in your refrigerator, put produce in there.
Yep.
The freezer is going to be full of frozen bananas, frozen papayas, frozen strawberries. And, I always hear people saying, oh, it's expensive to eat that way. It's really not, because you can go to your local farmers markets, your little mom and pop fruit stands, and a lot of times there's things that are going bad that the public is just not going to buy, like especially bananas when they're starting to get a few spots on them.
Yeah, that's true.
People just don't want to buy spotty bananas, but that's when they're ripe. You shouldn't eat them unless they have spots. Because it's really hard on your digestive system. Yeah. So what you do is you just, you offer them, let's say bananas are 59 cents a pound, just say, what price can you give me if I buy this, the whole table here, they're all starting to kind of, go bad and, I'll take them off your hands, you just have to communicate and,
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Do you, give me an example, Kandi, of a day for you. Would it be like maybe a smoothie for breakfast, a salad for lunch, and then maybe more fruit for dinner, or maybe a little bit of cooked food for dinner? What's an average day for you?
Okay. Well, I would always do my raw meal shake in the morning.
Yep.
However, like I said, this year I've really just switched it up, and I'm wanting to bring up my level of health, the next level. And I had never done monofruit meals.
Yeah.
That was just always like, oh my God, how am I going to do that? How can somebody just eat a whole big, huge bowl full of oranges and be okay with that? I just couldn't,
Yeah.
But I said, I'm not going to know until I try. So I started trying, and I really just started that a few weeks ago.
And are you enjoying that? Do you like it?
Yes, I love it, and it's so easy. You don't have to think. You just chop up whatever you have, papayas, whatever, bananas.
I think this is one of the strongest arguments for raw food is the simplicity. When you're cooking, you have so much more cleaning you have to do after cooking. With the raw, you just peel the stuff and eat it.
Yes. The cooking and the cleaning. It's amazing. When you're cooking something that has this is going, back when you fry an egg or something.
Yeah.
Or cheese, you make something in a pan and the cheese runs over.
Oh, yeah.
Or milk, heating up milk for something. That stuff has to soak. You have to scrub it off. And if you think about it, what's that doing inside of your body?
Amen. Yes.
Because our body temperature is it's warm, and what's it doing inside there? It's sticking to everything. You know, but when you chop up fruit and veggies, salads, anything involving plants, all you have to do is rinse it under the sink with water.
I know, it's so simple. I know, it's amazing.
Really, it's just wrapping your brain around if you can do that. Because you know what, I love spicy foods. I love, every kind of spice and
like Indian food or Thai food.
Those are my favorites.
They're
my favorites. And so you think like, oh my gosh, that's where I keep the window open of the, like, I want to be mostly raw, but I said 95 to 100 because I do want to have that little bit of something every now and then,
I like that. Yeah,
but at the same time, I really want to. I want to walk my talk. Wait, how do you say that?
Yeah. You want to be walking the talk. Yeah. Not just talking, but walking. Yeah.
Yes. I really want to be walking my talk. I want to be able to, be able to let people know, well, this is what's going on with me, and this can happen for you too.
That's great.
So,
can I ask you? I would imagine, since you've been doing this a while now, and this question could apply to you or relatives or just people you've become associated with through the meetup. But what kind of ailments have you seen people recover from with this lifestyle?
Well, I've seen people recover from everything from diabetes, which is very easy to overcome. It only takes a few weeks. There's a movie actually called Raw for 30 Days.
Yep.
Where, yes, they show how, his name, Cousins, I believe his name, he's with the Tree of Life.
Oh, is he, I know who you're talking about. He's been around for a long time, yeah?
Yes, Gabriel Cousins.
That's it, yes.
Yeah. He did this movie at his Tree of Life Center in Patagonia, in Arizona.
Okay.
And he took, I believe, 8 people with type 2 and type 1. A couple of them had type 1.
Type 1? Wow.
Yes. Well, hold on. But all the type 2 diabetes were done within the 30 days. Actually, it just took a few weeks.
They all recovered. They all
recovered. I mean, they have no signs, no symptoms, completely healed.
Yeah.
And the type 1 was still there, but so much better,
That's interesting. So they greatly reduced their symptoms.
Yes.
And that's really impressive because you often hear type 1 is you can't do anything with type 1. So that's pretty amazing.
Right. Yes. That's not true. Yes. There's, people get diagnosed all the time with stage 4 cancers from, breast cancer. I mean, any cancer you can name.
Yeah.
They've been able to, when you're that far along, you need to juice and you need to get serious. There's no playing around. There's no inching your way. There's no journey. It's just you get the fast track and you go because it's your life. You're it's either that. It's either Dr. Morse. He says you're either on the path to Wellville or Hellville, and it's your choice. If you want to get on the path to Hellville, you just keep doing what you're doing, and especially if you've been diagnosed with something very serious, and going to, when your body is in that bad of a condition, you're in a state of acidosis. Your body is completely acidic.
Yeah.
And you have to do everything you can to load your body with alkaline foods. And the alkaline foods are your plant-based foods.
Yeah.
So the more of those you can get in, that's why I say the juicing, the quicker you're going to heal. And if you go the route of the allopathic and use, take the advice of the doctor with chemo, more acid. It's more acid. that's why it's.
You know, I like this point that you're making, Kandi, and for me personally, if I was diagnosed with some kind of fatal illness, immediately, I mean, I eat cooked food now. I eat a fair bit of cooked food, but I would immediately start going raw, do fasting, juicing, like you say. So, I mean, I know that is the best way to get the body right if you're in a really dangerous situation.
Yes.
I think for someone like you and people that it happens to naturally, like you kind of naturally gradually shifted. It wasn't like you personally had to have this serious illness to drive you into this. So in a way, you did it the easier way. Do you get a lot of people coming to your Raw for Beginners meetings because they've been diagnosed with something and they're
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. And I've had a lot of them actually not come back, even though they've had some serious health issues. I feel people, when you're ready, you're ready.
Yeah.
There's a lot of attachment to being sick, which sounds kind of sick, but it's true. People, subconsciously, you get a lot of attention. Not that they're doing that on a conscious level.
Right.
People that are sick, you have friends and family that come out of the woodwork to check on you, to, see how you're doing, to see what the doctor has said. So you get a lot of attention.
Yeah.
You get a lot of people feeling bad for you, But I don't know. I mean, I think we as humans really don't like people to feel sorry for us. If we think about it, we don't want people feeling sorry for us. We want people to be inspired by us. I mean, what a wonderful feeling for somebody to say, my gosh, I was inspired just by listening to your interviews, Paul. I mean, what you're doing is really amazing.
You're reminding me of something a teacher I really like said, and it's that, if you're walking down the street and you see someone and someone smiles and says hello, we consider that to be normal and everything is right. If we pass someone on the road and they're frowning and upset, something's not right. We immediately know that something is wrong. So it's like, it's our natural state is to be happy and kind and smiling. That's the natural state.
Yes. It is. Yes.
But anyway, can you tell, like, if you probably do this a lot, if you were talking to someone who was considering this lifestyle for the first time, what would be some general main tips you'd give them as they undergo this transition?
Okay, some main tips. I would say start out your morning, waking up, and when you put your feet on the ground, just say, thank you, God, I'm alive. Or whatever you believe in.
Yes.
Thank you, Mother Earth. Just with gratitude, just thank you. Thank you that I woke up. Because so many people don't. We have a neighbor that passed away recently. He didn't wake up. He was only 60.
Wow.
But he, the sad diet, was part of it. So to wake up with an attitude of gratitude, which is challenging for a lot of people, but you just, you just fake it till you make it.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then start out with a glass of water, just a pure glass of water, and just do whatever you can to get that down. And then once you really get going, you'll be able to do 2 glasses of water. Really, I think that's ideal, starting your day off with 2 glasses of water.
Okay.
It really is. You can squeeze some lemon in there, which is really good.
Yeah.
And, shortly after you have your breakfast, you're going to be brushing your teeth anyway, because of the lemon, you want to make sure you brush your teeth. And then in the morning, a morning smoothie.
Okay.
And make it big. Put a bunch of fruit in there. To make it sweet, you can add liquid stevia.
Okay.
want to make it sweet, like, let's say your fruit isn't really that sweet. Bananas are usually, sweet enough, but, you could add a little stevia if you want. You can add dates. Dates really help to make your smoothie sweet.
Right.
But all you need is water, just water and fruit. Water and fruit, that's it. And you blend it up.
Right.
And like I said, make as much as you want. If you think, oh my God, a little glass of smoothie is not going to do me until my afternoon break, then have 2 full glasses of smoothie. It's okay. It's not,
Yeah, I love that. I love that. You really don't have to worry much about eating too much fruit. Yeah.
It's not, this is not a lifestyle of restriction. You can have as much as you want. And what happens is the more nutrients we put into our bodies, then the less and less our bodies need because we're being satisfied.
Yeah, this is a huge point, Kandi. Yeah, I think a huge percentage of the public is suffering from malnutrition, and they're going to the fast food restaurant and eating huge caloric intake without any nutrition, so they're still hungry.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is live food. There's an energy, and the food has not been cooked. Once we cook the food above 118 degrees, the live enzymes are gone.
Yeah.
And we need that live energy to keep us going. We're living beings. We need that to thrive. And when we cook the food, the live enzymes are gone, and most of the nutrients and everything, it's like you're eating, you're not eating anything. You want to get the most out of what you put into your body, especially if you're wanting to lose weight, especially.
Yeah, that's a great point.
But it's a journey, and the sooner you can get to being a vegan, the better you're going to feel. Yeah, really, that's like, it's a huge step for a lot of people, but it's a biggie. And a lot of people do, start losing weight, becoming just vegan.
Would you say it's acceptable for someone to go vegetarian first and then go vegan, or do you think? Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. Yes, you have to do. That's what I did. It worked for me.
Right.
Yes. I mean, if that's what it takes.
Yeah.
And then you just listen to your body. Your body will tell you when to take the next step.
The reason I asked that, some people will actually say, well, a paleo diet. Now, I would say a paleo diet is kind of a newfangled working of Atkins. So it's basically, have as much protein and fat as you want, but also there's more emphasis on vegetables and perhaps some fruit than there was with Atkins. And so for that reason, since they're kind of not into dairy, it's commonly dairy's not big in the paleo scene. Some people will say that a paleo diet might actually be better than a vegetarian diet, because with vegetarian you've got cheese and eggs, and in some ways they can almost be worse than a cooked meat.
Yes, that's true. Dr. Will Tuttle, he talks about how if you're going to give up one or the other, whether it's the dairy or the meat, he says give up the dairy first. And when you go to a naturopathic doctor, dairy. Yeah. It's always dairy. So, however which way you need to do it, just do it.
Right.
Take the first step. Really, you're never going to know how you feel until you take the first step. Just practice with your body. Just practice with yourself.
Beautiful.
As long as you don't have anything serious going on, that you know of. Obesity, being overweight is serious, but we don't really talk about that in society because it's a taboo,
Yeah, that's it.
That is a serious health condition, being significantly overweight.
Oh, yeah. Complicates so many other things. Yeah.
Yes. So whatever you need to do to get started, I'm all for that. You had asked earlier about some of the health things that I've found, the benefits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so I talked about my knees, and I used to get headaches a lot, even being vegetarian.
Uh-huh.
I had headaches all the time. I used to pop Tylenol like it was going out of style. I was addicted to Tylenol because I would do it as a preventative because I knew that I was going to have a headache.
Wow.
So I would have Tylenol every day.
Were you at that time in your vegetarian phase, were you drinking tea and coffee much?
I've never been a coffee person. That's
Okay.
just that would be a once in a while thing.
Okay.
I really didn't do tea, but I was doing diet soda.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
I did a lot of diet soda. I used to find them on sale, and I'd buy a bunch of them and stack them all up in the hallway. I mean, they'd make a nice little, yeah, they'd be stacked high.
Now, it's interesting. It's interesting that you have the cacao flavored raw meal. Tell us the conclusions you've reached on cacao, because some people think it's not healthy, some people think it's okay. What have you learned on that?
It is a stimulant. It is. It's a stimulant. You do get a bit of a high.
Yeah.
But it's not like coffee.
Right.
It's not like coffee. You don't have the crash. And there's so many benefits to the raw cacao. But honestly, I love the vanilla flavor the best. The vanilla flavored raw meal. But the chocolate, it's just to have a variety, just have variety.
Sure.
Yeah, but the health benefits of raw cacao, you can go online and, oh my gosh, it has the highest amount of antioxidants of any other plant on the whole planet.
There's also one other area I usually like to ask the ladies if you're comfortable with it. I hear that in terms of ovulation and other female issues in that realm, that there are great improvements on the raw regime. Is that
huge improvements?
Yeah.
Very light, very light.
Yeah.
I used to suffer from extreme cramps and extremely heavy periods, and I actually got on the pill at an early age because that was supposed to help with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It didn't help at all. Of course, now I know, of course it didn't help. It's a drug. It's not,
Yeah.
But yes, it's very helpful. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, great. All right, so is there anything you'd like to say in closing, Kandi? As I said, I'd keep you on here for another 5 hours and just pick your brain clean. But I know we should probably wrap it up. So, but is there any way you'd like to close it?
I did want to talk to all the sugar addicts out there because I used to be a sugar addict.
Okay.
I used to have candy or something sweet every day. And when you embrace fruit and you just start eating fruit and eating it as much as your heart's content and let go of the sugars, and it's not just fruit, it's dates as well. Dates are so sweet and it's just like candy.
Yeah.
But if you can just give yourself 3 days of just eating fruits and dates, I mean, you can eat other plant-based. You can eat, lettuce, salads, raw nuts and seeds, and that kind of thing as well.
Yeah.
But you can release your sugar addiction. If I could do it, anybody can, and that's a tough one.
Well, I like that you're saying this because I think it's funny that we even characterize it as an addiction because, of course, when you're eating fruit, it's not an addiction, is it? And yet you're getting tons of sweet food. Right. So I think it's that naturally, I like sweets too, and I think naturally most of us, because we're biologically, evolved that way, we taste sweet, we like sweet, we want sweet.
Yeah.
And it's like when you're getting it from the fruit, you're not going to need it from these artificial sources.
Right. Yes. And And the more you eat the raw fruits, especially, they're so sweet, and they make you sweet. They balance your moods. They keep you calm. It's just so funny how that works,
I like that, and you've made a couple of references throughout the interview, which I like. You said something to the effect of there's an energy in foods, and there's an emotional consequence of eating foods. Eating certain foods will give you certain emotions. Eating other foods will give you certain emotions, and I can hear scientific people who want a strong scientific reason behind things. They have trouble with this kind of language, but I think it points to something that's very true and personally verifiable simply through experience. So I'm glad you said that.
Right, you have to experience it.
Right. And maybe if a scientist were to take an organic piece of fruit into the lab and break it down, perhaps they could find these constituent parts that collectively we can call energy. But it's there. Nevertheless, it's something you personally experience when you eat that. It's giving you more life than other foods. So, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, well, so in closing, let's see. If anybody wants to connect with me on Facebook, they can find me. Okay, they can find me at RawKandi, and that's Kandi, Sweets.
Great.
Sweets,
Very apropos. Yeah.
And I am getting my website put together, and that will be raw4beginners.com. So that should hopefully be up soon, within the next month. And and then if you want to join my Meetup group, if you're in the Orlando area or anywhere in Florida and want to drive up, we have a potluck once a month, and I'd love to meet you. Anyway, that's Raw for Beginners as well, Meetup in Orlando. You can just Google that. But for anybody out there that wants to connect and reach out, just I'd love to talk with you and connect. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, Kandi, I see a very bright future with you, with your presence on the internet, and
thank you. That's so sweet.
I'm very grateful you were able to find the time, and thanks for sharing with us your experience.
Oh, thank you, Paul. I appreciate. I've really enjoyed this dialogue.
All right.
And I really appreciate what you're doing for the vegan community.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Take care of yourself, Kandi. Bye-bye.